G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part 6 of my Beginner's Primal Strike Elementalist build, where in between episodes I think I got a little bit less than 3/4 of a level. I definitely hit level 40, so we've got 3 skill points to spend, and they are going all into the bar, I believe. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think we're going into the bar. I also put these stat point into physique, so I currently have 5 in spirit, 0 in cunning, and 35, that being the rest, into physique. Now, I also went and farmed some of these shiny weapons, and we're going to replace the level 20 or level 24 weapon that we have with one of the new ones. The new ones all being level 40. That one with the cross in it is, I think, 42. But, yeah, they're all higher level weapons, and so they should be better, right? Well, I mean, a little bit. Not really. The reason for that is that extra +4 to Primal Strike. Now, I said when I got this weapon that Skyfallen of Alacrity was the dream, and things like this, decaying is worthless, thunder is okay. These are okay. Charged of Thunder, this is perfectly fine, you know. 600 increase, 500 increase, 164 increase. Very minor decrease, actually. But yeah, then I dropped this, and it feels kind of feels kind of rude not to use it when it drops like that. Barbaric is it's not the best thing in the world, and Torrents is more of a totem thing than anything else, but it is a lightning thing. So I think I'm going to use this one. But before we get there, where are we good here? This one will do for a couple of levels, so let's go ahead and swap that over. And I'm going to have a bit of a gear change here. Now, in between episodes, I went and farmed a few more things. I got the face guard and the hand guards, I think in last episode. One of these may have dropped while I was farming these, and I tried to get another Gollus ring, but turns out I just get rubbish Gollus rings in this run, so that is what it is. Right, so the Bramblewood Amulet, +1 to all skills in Shaman, and chuck that on. And I am definitely making that change, so I'm just going to swap this over now. I haven't done my usual trick where I pre-balance all my resistances in between episodes, so whatever this looks like when it's done, I'm going to have to try and fix it, and you'll get to see the process behind that. I got this to drop while I was doing the run for my ridiculous triple rare Corvin Storm Halberd here. And I'm going to put this one on. Now, the loss of the attack speed and such is kind of hurts a little bit, but almost doubling the armor on my chest piece is too good to not do. Same deal with these shoulders here. I just did a quick run through the outside of Cronley's lair. I think it may have been the Hanafi mine. But anyway, you can find the Arsonist. Just go kill a couple and get the higher level base item. And yeah, it's going to suck losing that insight proc, but we are losing 4 levels on Primal Strike, so yeah, maybe it'll be okay. But I'm definitely swapping that over as well. So let's actually just straight up crush that. I'm definitely making that swap. I'm definitely making that swap, so that's fine. Now, all that's left at this point is the Perdition stuff, and I'll be honest, these gloves are nothing special. The piercing and bleeding is nice, but I definitely don't need piercing, and bleeding I think is going to be almost covered with the component there. And then for our helmet, I think we're going to be a little short on Elemental, which we can kind of fix. I think this is going to be okay. Alright, keep the add-on. Let's go ahead and chuck that on. Actually, before I do, I am level, well, I was going to say level 35. I'm level 40, which means I have access to, assuming I have the reputation for it, some of this stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have Honored. I would love to get some Rifthound. No, not Rifthound. Where is it? Okay, it must be a different one. But there's some of these you can put on your rings and amulets that give elemental resistance. You can also get some weapon ones as well. But it looks like you will need honored with them. I think I have, yeah, respected with Homestead and Rover, so we'll go check that out. And I don't need this one at all. So actually, let's just... better way of doing this. Goodbye to all of those. Double check I've still got the one I want. Yep. These I picked up just to point them out. These are too low level. If this was the empowered set, I would consider wearing them. But it's not, so no. Also, Zarya's pendant. This isn't horrible. It's actually kind of similar, I would say. Maybe even a little bit better. So I think, yeah, I think I'm going to keep that. I'm going to use that. And these pants are also quite good. I would lose a decent chunk of chaos resistance to use these, but I could put a Sanctified Bone on my helmet instead. And I think Sanctified Bone is 18% chaos res, so I definitely could do that. This would give Pierce some bleeding, so I could probably lose that Silk Swatch and put something else there. Let's just have a look, actually. Yeah, so bleeding 18% over. I could absolutely take that Silk Swatch off and put on, I don't even know what, something. And I think we could survive with 55% chaos res, but the rest of the run, or the rest of the Act 4 and such, is going to have a lot of chaos in it. Although not straight away. So actually, let's make that swap as well. So we'll get rid of that Silk Swatch, and let's just see what else we can put on there. Don't need accessories, components. Definitely need to find some elemental resist, and I don't think there's going to be anything I can really make. Wardstone I'm already using, and the Radiant Gem, yeah, no. Yeah. So that's fine. What are we actually missing? A helmet. Legs are done. Gloves, I think there might be... I know there's an elemental damage component for the gloves. Kind of hoping it has elemental resistances as well. It does not. Consecrated wrappings, that's a little bit of chaos res, that could be good. Unholy inscription's what I normally use. Yeah. I think we just go with the unholy inscription there. A little bit of vitality if nothing else. And the bleeding, well, the bleeding is going to go down once I take this off. What else could we put on there? I could put Kilrian Shattered Soul on the chest and put this Scaled Hide over there. That could be decent. That would give me the vitality resistance there. The proc is... well, the proc is actually not horrible at this low level, because damage is kind of damage at this point. I haven't stacked up huge amounts of lightning damage percentage and lightning shredding, so we could use that. What else we got for the chest here? It doesn't show because I've got a component on there. Let's just have a quick look. Arcane Lens, that's amulets, and it's not elemental resist. Let's actually just do a quick search. Yeah, no. Actually, this could do the job. This could definitely do the job. Let's just chuck that on there. Elemental resistances are fixed. Everything except vitality is fine. I can swap these pants back on if I need them. I think that might be the go. What other relics do we have here? I don't think I'm going to make any of these, but it could be worth taking a look. No. Alright, cool. Well, this is alright. We can make do with these resistances. I do have an empty slot on my helmet, and also I could lose the anti-venom salve on my boots. How's run speed? Run speed's capped, so actually I don't need to do that. But it's something I could do. I'm going to keep these pants for now, and I'm going to make another scaled hide to replace the one I've got there. That was actually a mistake. I should have put that on the shoulders, and then I could put an ancient armor plate on the pants. But now that I'm looking at it, maybe I put the ancient armor plate on the chest. Yeah, that's what we do. Okay, so I wasted a scaled hide. Alright, not ideal, but yeah, we'll make do. However, before I do that, and I should have done this first, let's go check the rovers, just see if they have any augments I can use. I don't think they will, but maybe, no, they definitely don't. And all of their armor is level 35, so although some of it could be good, like these gloves could be good, but we're using the perdition stuff. The boots, if I'm going to get boots, I want the ones from Homestead, and actually I'm going to go to Homestead next. So I'll be looking for those then. What do we want? I do want Vengeful Wraith. I don't think I need Spectre. I definitely want Runestones. Restless Remains are okay. It's a good way of getting Life Leech, or yeah, Life Steal in your gloves. The extra energy would be okay. Casting speed doesn't really do anything for us. And the other thing actually was in Homestead, we have a recipe for a belt with another +1 to all shaman skills. So we'll be getting, I think, the boots from... Actually, let's do this quest turn in while we're here as well. Okay, we're going to speak with Creed. We picked up this Chill Surge ring, which does have elemental resistances and a cold proc on it, but we're not playing cold, so no. Okay, and we are heading north now. Right, so Homestead Quartermaster. In Respected here, let's go Solar Belt. So we're getting a Lightning Bolt proc, which is pretty good. Did I buy the right one there? That's good. Bloody Whetstone I'll probably need later. Hysteria, same. Leathery Hide is actually pretty good if you don't have better options. Sanctified Bone I definitely want. I think the rest of that can stay. Alright, these are the boots that I usually wear at level 35. So Aether, Chaos, and Elemental resistances. The only downside to these boots is they have nothing for armor. And we're going to use them anyway. So we lost 3% Aether, which, who cares? We pretty much didn't lose anything else that I care about on that. So gained some resistances, 25 over on our Elemental now, so I can actually almost take this off and be capped. So I probably could go back to the other one. Alright, let's see what we get on our belt. Harmonious of Mending is going to be a real pain to replace, so I don't think we're going to actually get anything particularly amazing. Let's just make, let's say 3. Yeah, 3 belts. Assuming I don't get something really just amazing first shot. Of Psyche, that is going to be Spirit, and no. Of Mending? Okay. Okay, that's good. The Harmonious... We're missing the Harmonious, which definitely sucks. Chuck that on there. Ignore this. I'm going to put the 2 anti-venom salves back on there, so poison is fine, and everything else is kind of under control. So let's just make one more, see what it does. Shrewd, that's going to be 10% cunning, so no. I'd rather have the health regen. Alright, we'll keep that one. So, let's head back to Devil's Crossing. We've got a little bit of juggling to do here. I'm going to keep the add-on here. I'm going to keep the add-on here. Keep the item here. And I'm going to keep the item here. Alright, let me just think about this for a second. Okay. Top row is under control. Bottom row is... it's not fully fine, but it's decent. What is a Sanctified Bone worth? Because that would give me Vitality and Chaos, and I can put it on my chest or on my helmet. So if we go here, Sanctified Bone, I need 2 of those, and I need 4 Purified Salt. So that's easy. I am actually going to go and get a Sanctified Bone for the helmet. I'll put a Prismatic Diamond there later, but we can't use that until 65, I think, 60-ish, something like that. And we don't have access to the recipe yet either. So I'm pretty happy to do that. So let's just get armor on the chest. Or we put a runestone on the helmet. Actually, this is a much better idea. Okay, let's do a search here for stone. Runestone needs 3 wardstones. Wardstone? Yes, wardstone. 1, 2, 3. Then we go to the runestone. I don't have enough aether crystals. And I'm pretty sure if I go to the Warden's Laboratories now, I'm not going to have enough, or I'm going to be too high level for them to drop. No, I should be good for 1 more level. Alright, beautiful. Alright, we're good, we're good. I can make these, and we're going to be okay. So we picked up another proc on our belt. We picked up +2 skill levels. Resistances are going to be under control. And we're good to continue. Picked up a ton of extra armor as well. Now, one thing I do want to point out, and let me go check the actual name here. Sneaky the Lost did a really good write-up on the previous episode where he basically was talking about a whole bunch of gear to look out for. One of which was the Skybreaker Circlet, which comes from Sister Bravna, who you will have to side with the Devil's, not Devil's Chosen, the Death's Vigil in order to fight. I've chosen to go with Kaiman's, so I won't be able to fight her. But that is a pretty good option for the helmet. The other good options he was talking about is, if we come back to Homestead, I'll just show this quickly while I'm on the topic. The other ones he was talking about is Homestead has a pretty good helmet, which is true. I'm obviously using Perdition, but if you don't have Perdition, this is pertinent. It's something you might want to look into. The Solar Defender here, decent armor, and the Earth Ward proc is regen, as well as a bunch of extra armor. And then this one is also quite good. This one has a regen focus as well, so these might be worth looking into if you don't have the Perdition stuff. Take a look at those. Or just Flesh Warped Cask is also really good, and then the Harvest, is it gloves? Grips? Might have been the Rowari ones that were decent, but these are not bad either. 1 resist, a bunch of health and defensive ability. They're not horrible. They're certainly not amazing either, but then definitely not horrible. Okay. So, runestone. There we go. That goes on our helmet, because we can't put it in the chest because of reasons. I don't know why. The Sanctified Bone is literally this, except it's Chaos and Vitality instead of Aether and Elemental, and it's Chthonians instead of Ethereals. It's the same damn thing, but for some reason it can go in the chest and the runestone can't. I definitely will be needing that on the shoulders, and yeah, I think I am going to go for the, what do we call it? The Sanctified Bone. Okay, I'm going to do a quick run up to Darkvale Gate. We'll see if I get my 2 Chthonic Seals of Binding before I get there. And failing that, might kill Zarya as well. I probably should have gone south instead of this way, because there's a ton of cultists in the Bloodgrove, but there's a ton of cultists in the village as well, and I get to pretend like I came this way for this totem. Which I totally did. Savage, Cold Snap. I'm just going to pick up the... No, you know what? I'm going to pick up everything. I need some more bits. I just spent about 100,000 bits on gear. And at level 65, I'll be spending even more on gear, so... There's one. Yeah, definitely need more iron bits. Just need 1 more of these. We'll see if I get to Zarya before I get one to drop. I kind of don't think I will be. To train my brain to not care about those scepters again. The farming for the Warlock is coming along nicely. It's definitely going to be a few more days. But yeah, it's doing alright. Alright. So a ton of cultists here. All I need is one more Chthonian seal of binding. And, well, how about 2 lore notes? Not bad. When I hit 40... Now that I've hit 41, I can swap that weapon over as well. Alright. Unfortunately, I haven't had any drop yet. It's a little bit surprising. Normally they're raining like candy from this village. That's kind of why I came in here. I'm sure I'll get some, but it's just taking a little bit longer than I would like. Okay, Arcane Bomb level up. Very nice. May as well pop this. I'm going to turn the loot off so I can see what's going on. And I don't see any arcanes here, so I'm not too worried about this. Okay, everybody's nice and dead. Kaiman's Chosen reputation is definitely good. While I was talking about the helmet from Homestead, the one that I was planning on using before I got Perdition is actually from Kaiman's Chosen, which we don't have enough reputation to actually buy yet. But they have a decent helmet that actually has a lightning damage proc on it as well, so you could use that as an option as well if you don't have the Perdition stuff. Level 35 is really good for faction gear. So 35, 60, and then 90. Or sorry, 65. There's my other seal. Alright, cool. Well, we're already here, and planning on using Zarya's pendant in another level anyway, so we may as well kill her again. And spend that, and spend those. Alright, let's get the Wind Devils out, and we just apply the beatdown. Pretty much just hold right click, or left click in my case, and she'll die. No problems. Okay, chilled of pet stuff. I'm gonna sell that. It's alright, we'll go with the one I already have. Okay, so back to Homestead. We'll make this Sanctified Bone, and then after almost half an hour, we'll make some actual progress. Here we go. Let's go for bone. 1 Sanctified Bone, please and thank you. On the chest piece, so we have 98% armor absorption, which is kind of okay. Resistances are actually looking really good right now. So top line is capped, everything on the bottom is capped except for Aether and Vitality, and we're just going to pretend that that 5% over maximum is considerably more, and we are looking really good.
See anything you like?
Okay, I don't know if I need to keep these pants anymore. Ooh. I do not want to sell that. I want to sell the rest of these, though. Alright, I don't need those. And I don't need that. Alright. So, let's go ahead and swap this new weapon in. Before I do that, let's actually go back to Devil's Crossing. I'm going to have a look at the damage. So we have 7-8 to 1400. So 7-8 to 14,000, sorry. 7-8 to 14,000. This is actually not that big of an upgrade, and it's entirely because of the prefix. So, you know what? Let's just go for one quick run through the temple. I definitely don't need to do this. The weapon I have is more than good enough, and I really shouldn't be doing this, but I'm also just going to do it anyway. Because when have I ever done things that I should do? You definitely don't need to farm anywhere near as many as I did. And I'm definitely a little bit ungrateful that my triple rare is actually not that great. But, yeah, it is what it is. One quick run through here. If I don't find anything, then I don't find anything. And then we'll go actually do some main story. But hey, it's an ARPG. Part of the game is messing with all your gear. I'm also thinking about using an illusion on the weapon. It's just, it's too big. It's kind of comical. Maybe change it to, I don't even know what illusion I would use for it. Definitely noting a distinct lack of these statues to reanimate. Here's one. Good, it's not him. Dwarven Helm. That's a lot of armor, but yeah, no. And here we go. Nope, we got fire. Alright, so first floor, no dice. Second floor, we'll just go for a quick run, and then we'll be on our way. Fire. Fire. This guy almost never is standing up. He's almost always reanimatable. I think this is going to be blocked. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and these guys are also using the fire halberds, so no good for me. I kind of get the feeling this is going to be one of the runs where you just get nothing. Which is fine. It's not what I want, but it's fine. I think there's going to be 3 more to check. These guys both fire. No statue here. This guy's not laying down. So we are, yeah, we are done. We are out of luck. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's go for a run through the Astrakhan Valley here. Now this section, I often cut this out because there's not a huge amount that goes on. However, may as well do it this time. Hey, seal binding. I'll be needing those later. Yeah, there's not a huge amount that actually happens in this section. However, there is a couple of totems, and there's the way south, or the trip south, to talk about. And that's always fun. People love that little bedtime story. So here's the trip south part 1. And if you don't know about these, definitely recommend reading them. It's a fun read. Read up to your kids. Don't read that to your kids. But yeah, it is a good read. It's good world building, I guess we'll call it. Don't forget also to kill Childred here, and his 3 Aether Crystals. Pretty much hit this guy up every time I come through here, so he dies every campaign and every difficulty, and I really need to be picking this loot up. Yeah, pretty much kill him every single time because he's made out of XP and he's also made out of loot, and he has Aether Crystals near him. Okay, actually feeling the loss of the insight procs. I had 2 of them. I had one on my shoulders and I think another on my pants. But yeah, really feeling the lack now. This little camp here had this second part of the trip south. Generally speaking, if you see these meals on the map through this section, you're going to find the book, and then the third one is kind of over here. Ish. Here it is. Oh, and there is actually a meal here as well. And I'm just going to point out this little model here, Nuana and Sylvie. Read the trip south, and those names will make more sense to you. Actually, I'll show the trip south part 1, 2, and 3. So here's part 1, and you can pause these if you want to read them. Okay, there's part 1, here's part 2. They're not that long, definitely worth a read, and it just gets darker and darker and darker. Alright, so Sylvie and Nuana were the names of those 2 cannibals we just killed. I say cannibal because that's the model that they share with the cannibals in the Ugden Bog, or the Gloomwald. Alright, these guys here, these mages, possessed whatevers. Drop a helmet that is pretty good for this build. It's not amazing for an Elementalist, it's much better for a Druid. But, yeah, still pretty good for this build. Bonuses, I think, from memory to Stormcaller's Pact. And, is it Maven's Sphere, the other one? It's an Arcanist skill, but Stormcaller's Pact, definitely. Hey, there's another seal. Lovely. So this is Elnar Daroth. Another thing to point out, actually, about these resistances is normally I use my rings to fix my resistances. These rings have got very little in terms of resistances, so we could absolutely be 80% everything by level 40 in Veteran. So by the end of normal, you definitely should be well and truly capped on everything. Alright, we're passing past the third part of the Forbidden Path as well, or the Hidden Path, sorry. I don't have the key to open this particular door, but if I did, we could go in past this door and get some really nice pants, actually. The Witch Cult pants, they really need to put some more Monster Infrequent pants, boots, and gloves into this game. Because there just doesn't seem to be any, except for the 3 Witch Cult pants, and the occasional Nemesis item, which I don't have access to Nemesis at this point in the game. So I really wish they would put some more into the game. This particular ruined shrine here, we don't have the reputation to get the quest to actually cleanse that one, and I do often skip that one, because by the time I have the reputation, I don't need the shrine anymore. Okay, Anchorite's leg armor. +2 to Vindictive Flames, pretty good. Minor downgrade in armor. That might actually be an upgrade in health. But I think I need the resistances. I will, however, sell it. Alright, let's beat down Ragrathar, the Rage Blood here. Let's beat down this Witch Doctor first. There we go. And yeah, definitely noticing the lack of the inside procs. I mean, he's still going to die, it's not a big deal. But, definitely noticing the lack of energy procs. Alright, I'm checking for... It's over here, along this part here. Checking for... No, it's not. For the treasure, the totem, sorry. And I think it's actually... Yeah, just here. Somewhere along this little wall here. It's obviously not here, so I'm going to find it north of the next rift. Which is where I'm heading right now. There's the rift on the map. Here's a bunch of goblins that need to die. There we go. Alright. Rift acquired. There's a few Aether Crystals just south of the rift, which I do like to hit. I think there's actually a couple of secrets hidden in the walls around here too. The other thing to point out in this area, so this is the Astrakhan Valley Rift. You'll see this Tomb of Korvac down here. I'm not going to go in here, but this is where I prefer to farm the Chthonic Seals of Binding. If I ever need them, I come in here, I go in there, and I clear out the cult side. I don't bother with the undead unless I particularly want Havel's Mark for some reason. But you can get a lot of seals very quickly. 6 or 7 per each run is not uncommon. Alright. Let's go over here and grab this Devotion Shrine. There we go. Now, for devotions, I think we were doing the Lotus, and I've been very bad about spending that, so we just finished the Lotus in one go. The Lotus itself, so the first point is just flat health and energy, and then we get healing effect increased and physical resistance. We get more health, more energy, and a little bit of vitality res. Then we get some energy regeneration, which is actually pretty nice, considering I was just whinging about running out of energy. So that's good to know. You can also see the totem on the map. It's just here. Normally I go up the road. This time I actually picked up that devotion shrine. I tend to forget this one. I'm not sure why. It's not like they move it. It's there every time. I know it's there. I just, I guess I forget it or something. But I do tend to skip it unintentionally. Okay, let's turn the loot off and pop this one. Okay, I don't love the fact that we've got these golems here. They have an annoying habit of throwing rocks at you and taking huge chunks out of your health. This time they're just dead. So we've got Zolhan's Battle Plate, which I don't think I'm going to use. Nah. Grim Harvest Boots, pets, and then the Desert Sting is obviously a one-handed pistol. So we're not going to use any of this. I was kind of hoping for another piece of the Perdition set, but it's whatever. I'll probably accidentally find the entire set at some point. Alright, we are into Fort Ikon here. And I'm going to do my usual trick at this point where I drop a rift just by these idiots. So we'll pop that rift there. And then we'll continue on until the next rift gate. And then we'll come back. Alright, and also, you kind of don't have to fight this stuff. It is XP. Definitely is, but it's also not very much XP. So you can definitely run straight past it. Coming up on 42, which means I'm about to get a new amulet. A little bit of vitality in exchange for some poison. Maybe I'm not actually going to get that. We shall see. I think I'm actually going to leave that. The amulet I have is kind of okay. More regen would be nice, but not the end of the world if I don't have another item with regen on it. Alright, here we go. Camladris the Rhymeheart, and we've also got Bonebreaker up here. And then these Elementalists have an annoying habit of putting up Mirror, which is not really what you want. Alright, let's grab all this. I'm going to sell this stuff. I'm not going to wear, I don't think, any of this. The shoulders have the Chaos Res that I need, so yeah, I don't think I'll be swapping unless I get some really amazing shoulders. Didn't drop one of their helmets, so the Ascended Diadem, I think it's called, is the helmet that they drop, which is pretty good. Like I said, it's better for a druid, but still quite good for this build. Alright, what happened? Yep, absolutely. Yep, give me your conversation pie as well. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Right, sell, sell, sell. Don't need the gun. Sell, 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 sell. Get rid of all of this. Actually, those robes, I don't think I'm going to use them, but Inquisitor Seal, Panetti's, and Heart of Wrath. Okay. Just curious what the MI stuff on that was. Okay. Eat those, and we can now... we can go back to the Riftgate that I dropped down, and we'll go and liberate the ashes from inside this tomb here. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a pitched battle out here. I don't know why, it's like both groups decided on the same morning that they were going to go and get this. I'm not sure why they both showed up at the same time. Maybe they didn't know it was here, and then someone came into town screaming, I found it, I found it. And they both decided to come and get it straight away. I'm not sure what happened. But they're both here. And we're going to go run through them regardless. One thing you do definitely want to make sure you have in this section is cold and vitality resistances. We're just going to... I am capped. Oh, because of the Lotus, yeah. I mean, of course I'm capped. It's all part of the plan. As if I have a plan. You definitely want to have cold and vitality resistances capped through here. Also piercing, judging on the amount of archers through here. And we've got an ancient spirit totem here, so again, if you're not confident, don't touch the ancient ones. They are a decent amount harder than Forsaken. I'm confident, or cocky, if you want to put it that way. So I'm just going to pop it, and we'll see what happens. Do remember to turn the loot off when you pop these, though, otherwise you won't be able to see what's going on. And obviously, don't stand in the goop. Right, so there's level 42. Let's go back to Shaman here. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put 1 point in Physique. Alright, what did we win? Glyph of Disorder? No. Tempest Sigil. Okay, this one, if I didn't need the resistances, this one is actually pretty good. The flat lightning damage is multiplied through by our percent as well. So that 2 to 10 is actually probably more like, I don't know, 10 to 500 or something. What do we actually have for lightning percentage here? Lightning modifier, 500%, so it's a times 5 or times 6 multiplier on that, so it was nowhere near what I said. But 12 to 60 added lightning damage on every swing, and on every zap of lightning, and on every little chain lightning thing. That is actually quite good. But I kind of want the resistances from my current metal, so I think I will chuck that in the I'm really going to use these later, guys, I promise, pile. And then we can sell that at the end of normal. Just going to take it for a walk first. There we go. Actually, what is our regen percentage on this character right now? It's up to 800 a second, and by up to, I mean down from, because I think I had 1,000 a second at one point. But it's definitely better to have capped resistances than to have slightly more regeneration. That way you have less health that you have to regenerate. Yeah, I think everything in here actually is pretty much done now. Just walking to the end. I do have the devotion shrine downstairs from is it Necrothan? Or no, Necrothan's in the Necropolis. I can't remember his name. We're gonna go and kill him anyway. He's not important. What's important is he's standing next to a shrine, and I like devotion points. We are going to go towards the turtle next, I think. I did go through the devotions earlier. Or I say earlier, it was yesterday. Went through the devotions yesterday, and I have a pretty good idea where we're going. I definitely want the turtle to get that leveling up. And I also want to get the Elemental Storm online, and we're going to get Altos as well. And after that, I don't know. Let's have a look. So we're getting the Tortoise. We're going to get Elemental Storm, so I'll probably need, like, maybe the Toad or maybe the Empty Throne to get that. Behemoth is quite good. I may end up going with Behemoth and just to help the build up with Altos. And then maybe Jackal if we need red. But yeah, pretty good build so far. I'm surprised by just kind of how strong this is, actually. Can't remember the last time I had to use a healing potion, which is not something I can say for a lot of builds. Not that it's a big deal, they're there to be used. Okay, I'm going to come back for this. We're going to go and kill Old Maiden here first. Is this Malkadar? Yeah, it's Malkadar. So we're going to kill Malkadar first. Hopefully it doesn't freeze me too much. One of the good things about being a regen build is I don't have to hit things to get healing, so there is that. Malkadar's Dreadblade of Fallen Skies. If you were interested in playing a cold dual-wielding Reaper, this would be the weapon I suggest you use. Not mentioning that for any reason. no promises, guys. Reaper is on the list of things that I may play soonish, but I was leaning more towards the pneumatic... No, not pneumatic burst. What's the knives? The vitality knives? Can't think what they're called. Anyway, I was leaning more towards that rather than dual wielding. Having said that, though, I haven't done a dual wielding Nightblade build for quite a while. I think the Dervish is the only one I've done on the channel, so maybe. And the Battle Mage that I have that's using Morganeth stuff would definitely be better as a Reaper, for sure. So it's definitely on the list, but it may not be quite a while before I actually make it. If ever. Maybe I get bored of Grim Dawn. Who knows? Alright, so lots of ghosts in here. Spectral stuff, all really good for cold and vitality. Actually, I need to pick those up, because they're also really good for iron bits. Now, what's his name? What is his name? I can't think of his name. Oh, here he is. It is Necrothan. Okay. Don't get hit by his meteors. They really, really hurt. So those, make sure you're not in those. I've actually nearly been killed by those, so you definitely do not want to be messing about with them. Necrothan of the Winter Storm. Resistances on this are better than mine. I don't really care about 36% lightning damage. And having the proc is better than not having a proc. I think I'm going to swap this in. Where is that, actually? This one, level 46. Chuck that in a pile of things that I'm totally, absolutely going to use later. Right, so this one is a little bit expensive. But one Ancient Heart for one Devotion Shrine, like I said, it's a little bit expensive, but also quite good. So we're going to start on the Tortoise here. I do want to get this early-ish and start leveling it, because I want this to be a decent amount of shielding by the time I get to the point where I want to use it. At low levels, I think it starts at like 600 points. And 600 health is just not useful. I mean, it's not useful, I guess. Anyway. I think I'm going to do the full quest line on the Kaimans this time. I don't generally do it because it involves going into chthonic rifts and such, but I think I'm going to. What's next? What is Empyrean's role? Okay, I shall slay Bane Gargoth. So, Obsidian Throne, which is in... Where are we? Plains of Strife. Okay, so he's that one. Right. Huh? Alright, I guess I've already got Savage. That's fine. As long as we're here, these helmets are the ones I was talking about. If you're a level 35, so granted it's a little bit out of date now, but Chaos Resistance, a Lightning proc, decent armor for the level, and % lightning damage. These are not bad. This helmet also is kind of okay. Fire versus lightning is not a massive difference at this point. If we have a look at... Where are we? Magical here. Fire's up to 200, lightning's up to 500, so I guess it kind of is, actually, but it's fine. Just checking the skill points on the shoulders. I'm not going to use them, but they will be okay. And then once we get to Honored, some of these could be good as well. For now, though, I think we're just going to vendor all this stuff. And then we'll be on our way. Yep, that'll do us. Okay. So like I said, I am actually going to go and kill Bane Gargoth, because generally speaking, I don't. And this character is pretty much capped on every relevant resistance, so we should be fine. Heading into Fort Ikon, this is an Aether damage area, but this is also, I mean, yeah, it's veteran, not normal, but it's basically still normal. They don't really realistically expect you to have more than about 50% to any resistance for most of normal or veteran, so I think we'll be fine with 75% Aether res. Let's go on in. Now, the other thing as well, with these weapons, you can skip farming for armor if you want, you can skip farming for rings if you want, just take whatever Gollus rings drop first, and roll with it. But the weapons, I definitely recommend farming weapons, and the next one is at level 55. So keep that in mind. Definitely something you want to keep on top of. And I think 55 is followed by 70, and then 84, and then 94. Definitely, once you get to probably the next one, it's worth farming, I would say, for Skyfallen. Again, though, it's kind of up to you how much time you want to spend. It's obviously better, but also it's going to take time, so it's up to you if you want to spend the time or not. This little hidden area here, the entry is on the south side from memory. Yep, this is south. Yeah, look. It's at the bottom of the screen, it's the south side. I actually do kind of wish there was another door here, so if you know about this place you can skip a big chunk of this little dungeon, but there definitely isn't, so you can't. Let's get through here. Now, Lucius at the end of this is basically a man and a tank hybrid, so he's kind of eaten a tank and now he's walking around covered in armor. And he does a lot of vitality, or not vitality, his Aether damage. And you definitely don't want to fight him with less than 50%, I'd say. But if you've got 75 or whatever, consider drinking a potion if you have one, or an Aether resistance potion. But also, as long as you don't get hit by the meteors, you're probably just fine anyway. So his pattern of attack is always the same. He's going to do a bunch of little Aether balls out of his arm. 2, 3, 4. Now he's going to do a flamethrower. Now he's going to do the meteors, and I think I might just kill him before he does. Not quite. These ones, the danger is if they all end up in the same spot, you can be shotgunned. If you don't get shotgunned, like if I just stood there, I probably would have been fine. But it's better to dodge than to die. So, there we go, Lucius is dead. And we can head out of here now. Blow the door down and be on our way. So Lucius is a massive failure. His whole thing was that he was supposed to stop us from getting out. Stop us from getting to the Necropolis so we could stop the summoning. Which, I don't know if we're actually supposed to know about the summoning just yet, but there definitely is one. Alright, I'm going to turn in these quests, and I'm going to be losing reputation with Homestead. That's going to be fine, and I'm going to be gaining it with the Black Legion, which is more than fine. So, Weapons Master, what's his face? Turn that in. We did just get another bag, so let's do that thing where I move all my I'm going to wear this later totally, I promise, pile to satisfy my OCD, and we agree to go to the Necropolis. Okay, as long as we're here, I may as well vendor this stuff too, and can I... Let's see, what do we got? There we go. Doesn't look quite so comical. Just a slightly glowing blue sword. Much happier. Okay, we're gonna actually side with Anasteria. And then we're going to pretend that she doesn't exist, because we're going to kill a ton of the stuff that she likes us killing, and we'll just kind of accidentally arrive pretty close to Revered by the time we finish Ultimate. So, Anasteria, you can attack her if you want to fight her, but why should I trust you? I will defy Reeve, and I am not going to do your quests. Though granted, the first one I think is just a bunch of like an ancient heart, a tainted brain, and something else. Maybe a blood of Cthulhu. Her quests are not bad, and she actually does give out a huge chunk of XP for each one of them. But you can do them or not as you wish. Actually, she's going to send us down into another chthonic area. You know what? I am going to do her quest. I almost never do these. They do tank your Black Legion reputation. But they also are worth XP, and I don't do them often, so why not? Why not? It's definitely not optimal. It's definitely not the choice to make, but we're doing it anyway. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've already got all of those, so we'll just go grab them, and then we'll bring them back. The fastest way to do this is actually not to run up the stairs, it's to rift all the way down here to the Conclave of the Three. And there's a bank right there. Here we go. And we need 1 Blood of Chthon, 1 Tainted Brain Matter, 1 Ancient Heart, and we're done. And now we rift right back to her front door, and we go on in, and we're done. Just like that, huge chunk of XP. It's going to be massive. It's the biggest you've ever seen. It might get us to 43. It's not going to be super amazing. There we go, 43. You know what? I don't want to hear your story. Turns out I'm going to have to. And we'll be going into the East Marsh for that one. Let's do it. Let's go now. There's a devotion shrine in there as well. I will need some scrap. So let's actually head back here. I think I need 10 to repair the bridge, as well as 2 dynamite, but I just have dynamite anyway, so that'll be fine. Take the whole lot. Okay, then we come to the Burridge village. And we can head sort of southeast along this road. You can fight this stuff, you can ignore this stuff, it's all level 15. I was going to say 14, but 15, 16. Maybe some of it's a little bit higher, but I mean, it's not worth killing. Okay, so 1 dynamite to clear the bridge, 10 scrap to fix it, and we are in. Now, there are celestial totems in this area. Do not click on them, you will die. I strongly recommend against clicking on any of those totems. We're not here for that either. Also, don't go across the bridge. That's another thing we're not here for. Although you can. There's a boss in there that I almost never kill. There's also a celestial totem in there. If you head down to this bottom corner here, there's a pretty big goblin camp with another potential location for the celestial totem, and a bunch of goblins and a boss who actually probably wouldn't be a bad idea to kill because he drops a blueprint that I don't have yet. But we're just going to ignore him. Because the reason I'm here is along here. So this kind of has like a V shape along the edge here. If we just head up here, you'll see there's kind of this river that goes along the top, and it's like a V shape. You want to head up the side of the V here and across this way. If you were doing the Death's Vigil, they actually have a quest that sends you all the way out here as well. So whenever you get to that quest, or you get to this quest for Anasteria, it's probably better to wait until you have both of them, and then come out here and do them both at the same time. The Death's Vigil wants you to come all the way out here to this little area. Ouroboroc's Journal. Bunch of undead to fight. So they send you out here. There's a few extra things spawn from memory. And then Anasteria has, or wants the fang from the monster over here. Kaliskar, I think it is. Which shouldn't be too hard to kill. And also Devotion Shrine. So here's Kaliskar. The MI from this is, I believe, a really cool looking red ghost shield. It's a nice sunder. A real shame if I just ignored it. But yeah, the shield from this boss is kind of cool. So I do like it, at least in terms of looks. So, yep, there it is. And we pick up the quest item. Here's the shield. I can't equip it, unfortunately, but it looks really cool. Let's go ahead and... Do we get a point in this? Increase our lifesteal with that, but I think we just do that. Okay, devotion point. And we're going to go for the top of the turtle. We'll take the proc, and then we'll come back for this foot, which is quite good. Actually, as long as we're here, let's go back to town. We could take that yellow point out of the crossroads, and maybe, was there another point there? I can't remember. We'll take that out, though, if there is. Here we go. Okay. And we'll go ahead and chuck that on Vindictive Drogon's Pact. Oh, I didn't get an extra point. Okay. So I can't actually take this one out, because apparently I need it for... I don't even know what I need that for. What do I need that for?
What troubles you? Stay strong.
I don't know what happened there. Maybe I tried to click on it and it didn't work. Anyway, got it out. And we do now have the turtle shell. Now, like I said, at one point, oh, it's 500. I thought it was 600, so it's even worse than I thought it was. But this scales up to 6,000 at the maximum rank. I think it's 6,100. Which is a really nice shield. Most builds at level 100, if they are kind of decently tanky, if they're not glass cannons, they're probably going to have somewhere between sort of 16 to 22,000 health. So having a 6,000 point shield is definitely not to be scoffed at. Alright, let's go talk to Anasteria. We'll turn this in. And then I think I'm going to call that an episode. And do a little bit of planning for the next one, I think. Okay, so here's the Fang. Thank you very much, farewell. So as you can see here, we're getting Outcast reputation, but we're also losing Black Legion reputation, which is... it's not ideal. What does she want us to do? Steps of Torment. Oh, I forgot about this quest. Alright. Alright, we're doing Steps of Torment. Why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. May as well rob the bank. Alright, but that'll be the end of this episode, so thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.